We got him. It's a distinct pleasure to welcome the president of the Edmonton Elks, Mr. Victor Cui. It was January 25th he was named president of the iconic CFL franchise, and he joins us today from, and I can only assume, the City of Champions. Mr. Cui, how you doing today, sir?
Thank you very much, sir. And wow, do I love to hear you say City of Champions. Who still says that? That's amazing.
I do. I never wanted to let it go. I loved it so much growing up as an Oilers fan, not the CFL team there, of course, but we can debate that another day. Victor, thanks, man. What's the last week been like for you taking over this pretty big job?
You know, before I answer that question, because I just want to go back on the City of Champions thing, my brother and I had this, and every time we drive from the airport into town, and you know, there was a sign there that said City of Champions. We had this tradition, drive by there, and we would have to yell, "Champions!" And whoever did not yell "Champions" got a punch in the arm. So it was like this tradition thing that we had. And anyway, that's why I love hearing that. First week, man, I'm day 3 on the job today, and it has been just amazing. On the first day, I was coming in, and I'm, riding on the LRT. And it's coming towards the stadium, and I'm looking out the window, seeing the stadium come into the window frame, and I'm just thinking, man, I am so lucky. Like, how is it that this is where I'm going to go work? And I was just absolutely pumped.
Yeah, I get it. And by the way, I never wanted them to take the City of Champions down. For your sake and the Oilers, I hope that you win some championships and can put it back up, because it just seemed to work so well. And it's interesting, Victor, that when you say the big job, because you've had a good job, really big job. I read all about you. I saw the story in Canadian Business Journal about how you operate and the secret to your success. What made you want to come home and do this?
Really, love. Like family, love, community. Edmonton is home, and I've said this over and over. This is one of the best cities in the world to live. And how fortunate am I? I've had this opportunity to have this journey around the world, learn from the biggest sport properties in the world, from Golf Canada to ESPN and to One Championship, and take all this best practices and global knowledge, bring it home, and apply it to an organization that I love. And it really, if you were to ask me when I was a little kid, would this even be possible? I would have said no way. So this is a dream job.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, for sure. And had you ever had designs on this as a child, by the way, on running a pro sports team, or did it just sort of happen?
The designs I had as a young kid, a teenager, was to be a player. And, got the desire to be a world-class athlete. But in a cruel twist of fate, he decided to not give me any of the physical attributes and talent required to be an elite athlete. So I had to pick some other course of direction for a career.
Well, and very successful with that, by the way, because I read that too. But I'll say this about yourself and Amar Doman, who we've had on this show, the owner of the BC Lions. He got some pizzazz, and you do too. I see it, man. I see it. I wonder how you're 3 days in. Like, have you had much talk with the other presidents at your level around the league? What's that been like? What's the welcome been like in the CFL? And have you pitched any ideas to them yet? A notoriously rigid group of guys, not that open to change, has been my experience.
Well, I think this last couple of years of living through a pandemic has really made all businesses, not just sports, look at what type of innovation do we really need to do to weather the storms and to improve and to just make our business better. So I would say that while that statement might have been more accurate a few years ago, I think we're living in a very different headspace today, where people are ready to make the changes, and they understand that we're coming into a brave new world, and let's figure out how we're going to tackle it together.
Hey, without prying, Chris Jones is a very close friend of mine. Spent 3 seasons with him with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And I'm wondering, again, without prying, other than to say, how did your first conversation with Chris go? Because I thought that the Elks should hire a president first, and then the president could hire the coach and GM. And they said, no, this is the way we're going to do it. And it ends up they get 2 great guys. So clearly that's why I don't run a pro sports team. But how did it go with my guy, Chris Jones?
Man, I talked to Chris every day for the last, 2 weeks already. So, and it's been fantastic. And what I love about him is he runs hot. Like, he loves to run at 150%. I love running at 150%. So we get to really, just connect in that way. Most of our calls happen at night. That's just his work ethic and my work ethic. So we align really quite well.
Well, here's the thing. I guess if you were in charge of hiring the coach and GM, you probably would have settled on Chris Jones anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I get that vibe off you. And like I say, I know Jonesy very well. He's a guy that stays awake all night finding ways to win. Sounds like you do the exact same thing on the business side.
Chris's approach already is like, what will happen after we win the Grey Cup this year? Like, that's what he's thinking, and what will happen? What do we got to do? Let's prepare for that. The victory and a championship in his mind is inevitable. And that is actually what a champion's mindset is. Whether you are an athlete or whether you're in business, have this unbreakable spirit in you to believe that you will be number one. And you have to believe that even if nobody else believes it. And that is one of the key defining traits of very successful athletes and champions and successful business around the world. And Chris has it.
Oh, yeah. We've had those conversations, man, and it's awesome. I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for Chris that this looks like a great marriage. And, they used to call it visualization. Now, down here in South Florida, I keep hearing manifestation. You manifested it. So you get that, Victor. This is the language that you speak. Can I just say this? Are you still dabbling in the MMA world at all, or is that going to be part of your future? Are you going to morph that with the CFL, or where does the MMA fall in your portfolio right now?
No, right now the focus is 100% on the team and making the changes and improvements that we need to do. Of course, all of that IP and the knowledge that I've got is still there, and I'll be able to transfer what is relevant to it. But really the focus is, what are we going to do for fans this year? What are we going to do for our partners this year and the community to really make the team a success?
Well, I wish you well with it, and you guys are off to a great start. I appreciate the time. I know you're a busy guy, Victor, so keep in touch, please, and hopefully we can do it again soon. All the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The president of the Edmonton Elks, Victor Cui. And it would surprise no one that Chris Jones is saying, what are we going to do after we win the Grey Cup this year? Where's the parade going to go? Down Jasper? Turn it 107? I can see it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.